Thank you for joining me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
And I want to know more about yourself, like who you are as a person, what your name is, what you do. Just a small introduction.
Uh, Coach Burnett. Most people know me as Coach B or Coach.
Mhm.
Um, I run a small not-for-profit organization, Coach Burnett Sports Academy, where we use sports to give kids options and opportunity. Mostly kids in the inner cities, but I work with anybody who needs my assistance in any way. We also have a few other community family programs. We have a food card program where we help a few families every month with the making sure there's food in the fridge and on the table for the kids. Book club programs, mentoring programs, which you were a part of. We connected students with mentors in the industry that they're interested in. Just I like to consider myself the gap fill. I call myself the gap fill, where sometimes school and
Yeah,
parents can't sort of figure things out. I just sort of fill in that gap. So I'm Kurt Burnett, the gap fill. That's how I see myself with the gap.
it's really nice to meet you. And also, I want to know what got you involved in the community scene and what made you choose like what you're doing right now, like the nonprofit
Um,
organization.
Literally, it was, I would call it blind fate. I had no intention of doing any of this. I started off just coaching my son's basketball team because I
Yeah.
wanted to spend more time with him, sort of, and I love basketball, so it was my way to sort of show and express my love for basketball and spend time with my son.
Hmm.
There was never any intention of running any camps or doing anything, and from doing that at his school, as we went to more and more games, I met more and more parents, and more people were asking, "Oh, do you do this? Could you do this at our school? Can you do this with my kid?" And I was like, "No, it's just me and my son." And after maybe about 2, 3 years of people constantly asking, I said, "Okay, fine, I'll try it." So I started to do other little camps and stuff, and then it sort of just blossomed into this whole thing where kids started to gravitate to the program. Um, I was horrible with trying to set it up because it was just literally, sure, let's do this. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You want to be like, there was no structure, there was no organization to it. It was literally just the guy everybody in the area knew for basketball was doing basketball stuff for all the kids. And
Hmm.
as I met more kids and they started to trust me more and more conversations were had and communication was open, it sort of just funneled its way into this program. It was never a plan. I never planned this. This wasn't my career goal or my career direction.
Hmm.
It literally just happened.
It just blossomed out of nowhere,
Just
basically.
blossomed out of nowhere. Yeah.
I love that story. Um, so I see that you're heavily involved in sports, especially
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
What got you into that as well, and what made you think of like combining the two of self-improvement, youth empowerment, sports, and through helping like youth? Like,
They,
tell me.
it's they just sort of go hand in hand. I think sports has a lot of life skills that are transferable life skills, like leadership,
Hmm.
working together. I think it just naturally happens with sports. I got into basketball literally because I saw Magic Johnson. I think Magic Johnson, he's my goat. I don't Michael Jordan. I think Magic Johnson the greatest player ever
Yeah.
because that's to me because it's like it's a team sport.
Hmm.
I don't want to do this whole individual thing. He made everyone around him better, type of thing, right? And I grew up in the inner city, so basketball was it kept me out of a lot of trouble. I still got into some issues, but it kept me out of a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
And I think I felt when I was on the court, that was where I couldn't control anything else in my life. I was like a younger kid. I was like 14, 15 when I started. So I couldn't control anything outside of that. But on the court, I could control everything. And I think that is why I really enjoyed the sport. Because while I was on the court, I could control what my teammate does, how this person reacts to what I'm doing. So that was what made me really enjoy the sport. And I think naturally,
Hmm.
because of the things I learned from the sports, the like I said, the transferable skills, it just made sense to be able to use that to help someone develop their own identity type thing. It's sports is one of those things that unites. Sports, music, there's a handful of things that unites everybody. Like
Yeah.
I can go stand at the bus stop and just randomly say to someone, "How about the Raptors?" And boom, conversation starts. So
Hmm.
sports is one of those things that sort of unites people. And I grew up in the Caribbean where that was the mindset.
Hmm.
And everybody was for everybody. Like literally in the Caribbean, the village raises the child. Like
Yeah.
I would be disciplined by anybody in that area who saw me doing something wrong. They didn't need to go tell my parents. They didn't need to go tell anybody. They just would have the permission to discipline you to make sure you were fine. And I think sports and basketball, especially for me,
Hmm.
encompasses all of that. It's you doing your part on a team or with a group to make everything around you better. So I just figured it just sort of went hand in hand to me. It made sense. It was like a natural connection.
Hmm. I think that's like the perfect outlet too, like just
Yeah.
combining sports and helping people improve around you. And just like you said, Magic Johnson is one of those inspirations. Probably going to end the interview now because it's been
Cool.
a bit longer.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
thank you so much for talking with me, and thank you so much for
No
telling
problem.
your story. And yeah,
Anytime. Take care.
thank you so much.
Bye, TJ.